Hey everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Now, if you are new here, then you're welcome. So today we are going to diving into exciting world of Power BI dashboard creation. Here I am having a story to present in front of you. Just a real case scenario. This is HR who has joined a new organization and he is confused. He's confused because he wants to know the details about his employees working in that organization. So he wants to get involved with everyone to increase communication that is needed, right? So that is why he was a bit confused about the employees, their current states, or their things before they were joining, or the journey of the employees when they joined in that organization. So, like that, he wanted information about his employees. So, what happens? Seeing him confused, a Power BI developer comes in front of him and asks him, like, what is the problem? Then he told that what his problem was. He was facing problems with the employee's information. So what that Power BI developer told him that this is very easy for me. I'm having the data of our employees and I'll just create a dashboard for you so you can refer it and understand the things clearly. So let's see how this Power BI developer is going to create a dashboard or help our HR to know the things more better. But what are the issues that HR is facing? So this Power BI developer asked that HR that what are your requirements like? So let's see what are his requirements. So he wants to know the name of the employees. He wants to know that how many employees are working in that organization. From them, how many are male, how many are female. So their promotion status, at what level they are working in that organization, for how long they are working in that organization, what is their travel status. So like these are the things that HR wants to know. So let's help this HR and create an HR analysis dashboard so that we can understand how a dashboard is being created as well as that HR can also get a help from our dashboard. If you don't know how to create a dashboard in Power BI or what Power BI is, so you can refer to the videos of our channel. So let's get started. Now we will go in our Power BI dashboard. So here we have opened Power BI desktop and we know what it is, how to use this desktop. First, what we have to do is we have to import the data. We have data in CSV files. So how we are going to get that data? We know that. These are data connectors and we are connecting data through this CSV file we are connecting. I have this data of this employee information and employee names. So first I'm going to take this CSV file and import it. Here you can see that we have the preview of the employee information file, like we have this one single column and in that we have data which is separated by a comma. Here you can see that what delimiter is present in this file. If you want to change the delimiter, we can change it from here also. But we don't want to write now. Now what we are going to do, load or transform. We know that clearly while or when load is used as well as when transform is used, right? So we are going to go. We have entered into Power Query Editor. Now we can see that our data is not organized or we cannot work with this data, right? So what we have to do is we have to arrange the things properly and then we can go and create relationship. Now here this single table only we have loaded, so there is not going to be created any relationship, but still we will see what we are going to face further. So keep up with me and let's start creating a dashboard. Now first what I'm going to do is I'll separate. Here you can see that there is within one column only all different columns are present. So what we have to do is we have to split the column and we know how we are going to split the column. Here we have the option of this split column by delimiter, but we have not. So select this column, come here with the split column by delimiter. The delimiter present in this is tab. and it has automatically selected like what kind of delimiter is present in this column. So here tab is present, each occurrence of the delimiter. If you want to see how many columns it is going to be created, then we can see it. Here with this advanced option, if you click this, a drop down will be shown in front of you, and how many columns will be there? There will be 35 columns. Our data is going to split into 35 columns. So keep this as each occurrence of the delimiter and then click OK. So here you can see that we have splitted our data into different columns. Now here, this is column number 1 in which age is there, age of the employees, attrition, business travel, and these things, a daily rate. What we can do is we have to change this column number 1.3, 1.4 to the name, right? So we have the option in this transform, in this home section as well as in this transform section also we have the use first row as header. So we will select this, use first row as headers. So in an applied step also the things are getting changed, right? It is keeping the record of our whatever the steps we are performing. So here you can see that the columns have got proper headers. So we can identify them now clearly. We are going to do step by step the thing, so just keep following. For right now, what I'm going to do is I'll just close and apply these changes, and you can see all the things present over here. We know these are visualizations, and how to use these visualizations. We can see the whatever the data or this columns we have splitted, right? These were the different columns which we were having. It's like information of our employees working in that particular organization. These are the visualizations, and this is the canvas. Now we are going to build a dashboard over here. You can see the table view of our data here. We can also create a measure from here, right? And how we are going to create a measure, we know that. We also know what are the DAX functions and how to create DAX functions, how to add column with those DAX functions. Here is the model view. Why model view is important, what are the different schemas present in the model view, we know all these things, right? So right now we have just imported one table of this employee information and all the things are present over here. So let's go to our report view and start creating dashboard over here. Now this is a canvas. Now I don't want to keep this simple canvas. I want something different. Now if I want, I can change this canvas with any different image also, or else if I want any color, then I can keep color also. So here you can see this canvas background. If I want any image, I can insert image from here. But I'm not going to keep any image. I will just simply select any of the color. I've selected the color, but still why it is not being seen? Because transparency is 100%. I have to reduce the transparency, then I can see what is the color of my dashboard. The color which I selected is being seen over here. I'm going to go with this color because I have liked this color. Okay, then let's see what next we are going to do. Coming to this home or this insert, we have the option of shapes. Here we can see that option of text box, buttons, shapes, image. So what I'm going to do is I want to give header a name to my dashboard. So how I'm going to give? I have a trick for that. I'm not going to just simply take a text box and then add text into it. No, I'm not going to do that thing. I'll do something else. First, I'm going to take a shape. I think this shape is okay. Increase its size. Okay. Okay, I will keep it as it is. Style, let's see what we have in the style. Yeah, we can change the color. You can choose whichever color you want and reduce the transparency also. Okay, I'm going to go with this. I prefer border color as black only. Okay. Let's keep shadow on. Okay, so I'm good to go. I'm just giving name to my dashboard. Okay. Now this is for our HR. So what we are going to do is take a text box. Now whatever name you want to give to the dashboard, you can give it from here. Just you can bold that, you can increase the size of that font. Okay, this is, if you want to change the font, you can change it from here. If you will design one thing first only, then most of the things will be easy for you. Let's align it in center. Okay, so we are good to go. Now what we are going to do is we are going to reduce the size of this. Okay. Now what I want is I want you to do some of more changes in it. First select this. If we are not selecting any of the things, then it will not understand. So let's see what we have in the title. We have not make that title on, right? Yeah, background I wanted to make it off. So now arrange it properly on this thing. Okay. So let's take this image. I have the image. So now HR is a bit friendly, so we will not take this one. I have this image, so I'm just going to insert this. You can arrange the size according to our name of our dashboard. Perfect. So now you can see how our name of the dashboard is looking. Now this is the thing of creativity. Now however things you like, you can design it from your side. These are just some of the ideas that you can get by watching this dashboard creation video. This our first requirement was like how many employees are present in that organization, right? And from that, how many were male as well as how many were female. So what we can do to count the male employees as well as the female employees? What we will do is we will come in this home, and here you can see that we have just this employee information, and we know that how measures are being created, and we have to create plenty of measures in this video. So what we are going to do is we will create a separate table, and in that we will just store the measures whichever we are creating. Whatever the new measures we will create, we will store in that table. So how to create a table? Now first, here you can see that we have this option of enter data. We will simply select this enter data. We are not going to store any information or any values in this table. Just we will come here and we will give name to our this table. So we are going to store only measures in this table. So what we will do is we will give this name as all measures and simply load it. Now when we created the table, you can see that all measure named table is being created over here. In that we don't have any value if this column 1, but it is also blank, it is not containing any value. So what we have to do is we have to create measures for our as per our requirement. So let's start with creating a new measure. For that you have to right click over here and select new measure from here. First we need to remove the total count of the employees. So what we are going to do is we are just going to write or give name to that measure as total employee. Now, as we are having the information of employees, right? Means each row is representing the information of an employee. So, if we count the total rows only of that table, if we count the total rows, that is also going to show us that how many employees are present in that organization, right? Because each row is representing the value of an employee. So the same thing we are going to do is we are going to count rows that we have over here, count rows and the table name. Now what is a table name? Here you can see what is the name of our table. So we are just going to, yeah, it is already detecting what we want to write, and just simply close this and our formula is completed of this measure. Simply click enter and the new measure with the name of total employee will be created, and you can see it over in this measure table also. Now if you want to see what kind of value is present in that, so what we can do is we can just simply select this card and select this employee, the new measure whichever we have created. So this is the count of the total employees present in that one particular organization. So we can say that total employees in our organization are 1470. Just again come on this formula, on this measure, and here if you will click on this comma, the values will get separated with the comma, you can see. So now this is good for our understanding, right? Or it can give a clear view. So that now we know that total employees in our organization are 1470. So now we have to remove the male count and female count from this. So that also for that also we have to create new measures. So what we are going to do is, for right now we are going to delete this. We don't need this card. And why, that also I will explain it. So now again come here, right click, select new measure from here. So what we are going to give name to this measure, we will give this as female count. Okay, so now we are going to calculate this. So what we have, the calculate function is present, and what we want to calculate, we want to calculate from the employees, from our total employees we want to calculate the female. Now in our table, if you must have observed or if you have understood that data, you can see that we have one column which shows us the values of female as well as male, like a gender column is present in our table. So that we are going to take. So how we are going to take, let's see. First we have to take total employees, then we have to select a table name. So what is a table name? Employee information, and with that we want to take gender. So let's see, where is gender present? Yeah, here. Select this, and now what value should be present from that. So if we want to write any text, so we are writing like this. So we want female count from that. So just write it in double quotes and then close it, press enter. So here you can see that female count measure is being created. Now what we have to do is we have to count the percentage of that female count. We will do that. That is also having the same formula. But first what we will do is we will also count the male count of our male count from that those employees. For that we just have to select this measure. Just copy this measure, just select this formula, this DAX formula, and what you're going to do is you're just again coming here, selecting new measure, or we have the option of new measure selecting from here also, but good to go from here. So now what we are going to do is we will just simply paste that formula, and from here we will just change it to the male. And from here also, now we want the values of female, male, right? So just change it to male and then press enter. New measure with the male count will be created. Now here you can see that we have this male count as well as this female count. We don't want this column number 1, simply we will just remove this because there is nothing in that column number 1, it is empty only. So we will just remove. It is asking if I'm sure. Yes, I'm sure. I don't want any of the empty values present over. So now what we are going to do is we will count the percentage of male as well as female. For that we have to again take a new measure. Let it complete its work first. So now you can take new measure from here also. Just come, select it. Now here we are going to calculate the percentage, right? So what we are going to do is percentage male, and we will write the formula. For that we have to, now you can see here numerator, denominator, and any alternate result if you want to show in case that function does not work properly. So what I want to do is now lowest value and highest value I'm going to write. So here I want male count, the one measure which we have calculated over here, right? We have this male count. So what we are going to do is here I will write as, make sure you write it properly, okay? Male count, comma, from total I want, right? So here is this total, and if I want to give any alternate result, that I'll give just 0. In case if it does not work properly, simply click on enter. A new measure with the male percentage count will be created. Now in that we have value in percentage. So make sure you click on this percentage sign. So it will, that value will only be represented in the percentage. So just select this, and how many decimals you want, that also you can select it from here. So if you want to see what value we have in our percentage, so what we can do is we will simply take a card, and here we will select this male in our organization. So just copy this formula and simply paste it for female also. Again take new measure, and for female count we are going to do same. Sorry, female percentage, we are going to paste that only formula, but just going to replace values with the female one. And here also make sure you change this to female count. Press enter and select this male. Now you can see the values present over here is 0.40% female. Is it accurate? No, right? So what we are going to do after we have created this measure, we will click on this percentage. You can observe what kind of change it will take. So let it get refreshed. So see, you can see that we have 40.00 percentage of female, and here you can see that 2 decimals are there. We don't want any decimals, so we are going to reduce it to 0. For right now I'm going to remove this. So now we have these measures present over here. We are going to use this, and we are going to show our first requirement. What was our first requirement? Like how many employees were present, that is means like total employees. From them how many are male and how many are female. So like that we are going to represent it. For that what we are going to, now our dashboard should look creative as well as interactive, and also it should look pretty, or we can say that much better. So for that we are going to again come in this insert. We are going to take a shape. So I have selected this shape. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click over here, this first one, come in this home. I have the option of format painter. What I'm going to do is I am going to click on this format painter and then change it. So here all the things which I have made the changes to this shape are being applied to this also. So now I'm going to make it bit less and arrange it according to your things also, okay? So like this I want 3 shapes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in insert, shapes. Even if I took another shape and then applied format painter to it, then also it is going to change the shape size and everything. So what I will do is I will just click on this, come in home, format painter, and apply to this. Now this is to represent the total employees, this is to represent the female employees, and again I want to add one more shape, and that will to represent the male employees. So again same thing, format painting. Now we have these three shapes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to arrange them. So if you design just one thing first only properly, then you can just format it, right, to other things also. Now it depends upon your creativity, like whatever the things you like. We have these three things. Now how we are going to show are these values present, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a card from here that I will represent the total employees. Now what I'm going to do is I don't want any name to this. or I want it as title, not from here. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to give any name. I'm just going to create a blank, and here in this formatting our visual section we have the option of, if you want to increase the font size, then you can increase it. Whatever the text color you want, you can give it. If you want to change the background, you can do that. I want to align it center, I'm aligning it. And then anything else if you want to apply, so you can apply it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change its size, and make sure you select this dashboard, this written dashboard, because whatever the changes we have applied to that, we are going to apply it to this card also. So we have selected this format painter and come to this card and apply to this. So you can see its title is being also off, because what we did was we didn't give any title to this text box, or so that is why its title is being off. So what we are going to do is we will just give again title to this. Make sure you just on it and align it center. Yes, so we have aligned it. I think I should increase the size of this title a bit. Next, what I'm going to do is I have icon of total employees. So I'm just going to insert that, and that is image. Right, so what we are going to do is in this insert section, we have the image option. Here I'm going to take this icon to represent the total count. I will just arrange it like how we have arranged this icon. With this icon, what we are going to do is we will decrease its shape. You can see we have used a shape, we have used card, and we have also used an image, and this card is looking more attractive than a normal card, or just normally taking a card and representing a value and changing that card or styling that card can also work, but this also are the things present that we can do. So this depends on our creativity level. So now we are going to do same with the female also, with the female count as well as with the male count things, and we are going to arrange it also. Before that, what we will do is we will save our project. Just press Control S, or also you can save this from here going in this file section also. Now whatever name you want to give, and wherever choose the path, wherever you want to save this, you can do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this as Power BI HR dashboard. The extension of this, you can see that PBIX is there, and you can change the location from here if you want. So now whatever changes we are going to make will be saved, and we don't have to worry about getting lost. Now let's start again building it. So what we are going to do is, now before that, whenever I was creating that measure and I was checking the values in that card, why I didn't kept that card only. That is because if I'm taking shape and then designing it afterwards, means first creating a card and then I'm designing the shape, then what will happen is the values, whatever the card is there, it will go behind this shape. So that is why I am creating first shape, designing that shape properly, arranging that shape wherever I want, and then I am starting to designing the card. So that the values present over that card will be seen on that shape. That is why. So now let's take this female count. Here also what we will do is we will just select this, come into our home, format the things, format it, and what we have to do is we just have to write here as this is the female count, and remove this name, right, that field's name. So what we will do is we will just simply it will not remain empty. That's why I'm just putting dot in it. And then come in this general. Here we have title. It is on, but we have not written any title. So what we will do is I will give this name female count, and whatever the things we have applied to this total employees are being applied to this female count also. So now you're good to go. A card with the female count is being created. So now we have 588 employees, those are females. So now what we are going to do is we will again select over this canvas. We are not going to select anything. Again, take a new card. In that we are going to represent the percentage of female. So we have 40% of female, right? We're just going to do same thing. We'll use this format painter and then change the things. So we have 40% of female. We have to rename this. I don't want any name, so I'm doing this. Now I want to represent this percentage with some of the different things. I don't want to give any heading to this percentage, so let's that title remain off only. Let's see what we have in the effect. If we want to change the background, we can do it. We have not selected this background, that is why it is off, right? Means we have given that as in the formatting only. First only we have designed a shape or designed a card in which we have not applied background to it, and then we are applying format painter. Same card's design we are applying to this card also. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to change its font as well as this color to represent that it is percentage, or I just want it to be different from this font. So no effect, no border. Let's see in title what we have. We have not given any title, right? No subtitle is there. Let's see in this properties what we have. Size, padding, advanced option, title. No, we don't want to give any title. No subtitle, divider. Okay, I'm good to go with this. From here also, if you want to add decimal units, so you can do it from here also. So now I'm going to take this female count over here. I think I should reduce the size of this percentage, right? This thing. So it is a call out value. So just select that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm again going to insert an icon of female. So it will look a bit creative as well as show some of my creativity. So here I have this image option. I'm just going to select an image of a female icon. So this is the female count. We have inserted image. We have image means this icon of a woman, and the female count that we have in our organization is 588 per 40% of our organization are females. And next same we are going to design for the male. We have the measures. We know how to take a card, how to apply format painting to it, or how to design the changes or make any changes to that card. How to take this percentage card, how to add an icon. You can select the icons based on your creativity. If you don't want to add, then also it is okay. You can do whatever you like. Now quickly we will just do it with the male count also, and same type of thing we are going to do with this male count also. What we have to do is we have to just simply take this card and apply the things to it. count, what we are going to do is we will check their promotion status. So like that we are going to do the things. So what we have to do is we have to go in a Power Query editor. For that we will click over this transform data and enter into our Power Query editor. Now here you can see that we have this year since last promotion column. We are going to use this column and we are going to remove their promotion status. So for that, now we have to remove another column based on this column. So that we are going to just select this and add a column. So to add column, we have to go in this add column, and here we are going to add column based on a particular condition. So that is why we have selected this year since last promotion, and then we are going to add column, that is add a conditional column. We will give name to that conditional column as promotion status. As we have created the promotion status column, so we are going to write a measure based on that. So what name we should give to our column or to our measure? The employees, those who should be promoted, like. Now as we are removing the measure or calculating the measure for the employees who should be promoted, so I want to calculate from the total employees and whatever the value I want, I have to write it over here, that too into double quotes. Here it is case sensitive, so make sure whatever the values are there in that rows, that only should be written over here. Complete the formula and press enter. Your new measure with the name of should be promoted will be created. Here we have that. Now copy the same formula. Take a new measure and we are going to calculate this time the measure for those who have recently promoted. Calculate from total employees. From promotion status, we want to remove the count of those employees who are being recently promoted, right? And then press enter. We have to remove percentage also of these two columns. Like we are going to show the values like how we are representing this female count as well as this male count. So in that cases, so in that way only we are going to represent this recently promoted as well as promoted status. So now what we have to do is we have to again take new measure. This is the percentage value. So percentage should be, and for that we have the formula of divide the smaller value, that is the removed one value, should be promoted with the total employees, right? And in case any alternative, we want to give it as 0. So just copy this, because same we have to calculate for the recently promoted also. So copy this, press enter, and we know that we don't want any decimal, right? So that is why we are going to again choose here as percentage. It will take some time. Then make sure you reduce this to 0. Here I should be promoted percentage is also being removed. Again take a new measure, copy this and change the values to recently promoted. Press the enter. So we have this 4 new measures now. Now we are going to present it on a dashboard. Okay. So for that we have to again insert shapes. Okay, let's just take the same one, apply format painter to it, and then we will do the changes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to increase its size. So this is it. Apply format painter to it. Now next we have to take this card, and in that recently promoted one, just click on this measure and make sure you separate it with the comma. So here we have this. We will give this title as recently promoted. Or we can just give it the title as recently count of recently promoted employees. I am again going to apply format painter to this card also. So my most of the work will be done. So this is the count of the recently promoted employees. Next I want to take again a card, and that I will add this percentage of those employees. Then again I'm going to format it with this. This format painter makes our works too easy, right? So now that we have counted the employees, those who have recently promoted, so this is the count of those employees. Now next, and we have also counted the percentage of that. Now next what we are going to do is we are going to remove the count of the employees who should be promoted, and we have created the measure of that, right? We know that we have this measure, just we have to present it over here. Now before that, what I'm going to do is just quickly in this shape, I have this line over here. I will take this. Okay, so let's do some styling to it. Let's change its color. I will keep it as black only. Let's increase its width. This is too much. Okay. We should reduce it a little bit more, right? So make sure you align it or adjust it perfectly. Okay. So now in this next side, we are going to count the employees who have recently promoted. For that same, we are going to take a card. In that, the employees who should be promoted. This is a percentage of that. I don't want percentage right now. We have to take percentage also, but we will first go with the count. So there are only the 72 employees who have not got promotion from the last 10 years in this organization. So this is the count of that. What we are going to do is we are going to give it a title. Who should be promoted, and we will align it in center. Or what we can do is we can just format it with this one card. So we know how we are going to do that. Next we will make a card of percentage and simply format it with this. Remove this. Just make sure you adjust it perfectly. So this was the second requirement, right? Like who are the employees who should get promotion, who should not get promotion. So like that we have did this column over here or did this visualization. So this was up till now this was simple, like calculating the measure and then representing it. For total count we can understand that formula, right? We have just counted how many rows were present in that table. Now let's move on to our next requirement. For that we have to again go in a transform data. Here we have the column, like means an employee who has worked within that organization for how long. So that column we have over here, how many years he have spent in that organization. So here this is based on this column. Now we are going to create the next column. If you want to see what kind of values are present in that, then we have this. Now here why it is 0? 0 is because if any of the employee who has newly joined or who have not completed a year in that organization, then there will be 0. So in that case, now here we are going to select this and we will go into the add column. Here we have the options of invoke custom function and custom column. We know that how what is conditional column, that also we know that. Indexed column, duplicate column. If we want to create a duplicate of any of the column, then we can use with this option. But right now we are going to go with this column from examples. Taking this column, like taking example of this column, it is going to create new column. Here we have the two options from all the columns and from selected one. So we want from this column we want to add new column, right? So that is why we are going to select from selection. I'll go with this. Here new column is being created. If you want to change the name of it, you can do it right now. We will just change the name of it and give it name as service years. Service years of employee is there. So how we are going to now add values in this column? Just come first in this first row, and where is our total working year? So based on which column we were adding, so just make visible that. Yeah, so taking reference of this we are creating new, right? So what we want to do is we will just select this 6 and we will write in front of it is 6. I am taking the value of this. Okay, here it is 6. So 6 years I want to write it. So what I will do is and press enter. So you can see the rest of the values have also been printed over here. So next was a 10 years. So here it is written as 10 years. So 10 years that employee has spent in this company. So like that, this new column will be created. So now simply you can click on OK. So the new column with the service years of an employee is being created over here. Now, do we require this column that years at company? This is also same column, and this is also, we can consider these both column as same, right? So values present in them are same. So we can just simply delete this column. We don't need that anymore because we have service here and we know what values we have in this column, right? Next is, again we are going to add one more column but based on job level. Like a requirement was also there that at what level that employee is working in that organization. So we have to see, here we can see that we have this job level. It is in the numeric form, right? But what we are going to do is, now 2 is there, the year is also 2. We know that these are the levels of those employees working in that organization, but we want to just add level in front of it. So what we are going to do is we are going to select it again. Just we are going to select it again, column from examples, and here also from selection. Now next what we are going to do, we are going to give name to this column, that is job level status. We will give name, just double click it. Job level status, okay, we have given name to this. Now to level 2 we will give this as, and press enter. Rest of the things will get filled. So based on this, now here also it is 2, so it is taking as level 2, level 1. It is arranging the things according to that column. So we will just simply click OK and a new column is being created. So we can also delete that column based of which we have took the reference, but we will just keep it for right now. For now, this we have created these two columns. We will go into our visualization pane and then we will simply just click close and apply and wait to changes be happen. So now that we have made the changes, we have again in this dashboard creation. So now what we are going to do is, we are going to, let's take a shape first, which we fill like, if it is okay. Let's take a shape first. Again, format it. So what we are going to do is, we will just take this. Okay. So now we are going to take a visualization and using those service here, we are going to represent it. Make sure you deselect this and here you will be in the visualizations. So you can select whichever visualization you want. For right now I am selecting the stacked bar chart. I'm going to apply it over here. Then next, what we have created the columns, right? What columns we have created? Service year was there, job level was there, right? So we are selecting this service years by total employees. Now where is total employee? We know that it is a measure, right? We are selecting this. So how many employees are there whose service has been of 5 years, of 1 year, of 3 year? That is, it is showing us the count of those employees. So total employees who are servicing for 1 year is 171. The employees who have served for 5 years are 196. 3 years count is 128. So like that it is showing us. Now, if we want to add any other things to it, like we don't have names right now, but what we can do is, yeah, from that if you want to know the female count, you can add it into tooltips. Where is the female? Yeah. So you can add it into tooltips and all, as well as male count also. So if you come on this bar or this bar, if you select it, it will show rest of the values also based on that. Like it will show the values of only 5 years employees, like who have served for 5 years. So we have added female count as well as male count in the tooltips. So that is why it is showing us when we come here and select over here, you can see that 5 years the employees those who have served for 5 years are 196 employees. From those we have female count of 87 as well as male count of 109. If we come here, just make sure you deselect it again. Yeah. If you come on this 1 year, you can see that service year of 1 year is of 171 employees, and from those 64 are female as well as 107 are male. So like that we can do it over here. What we will do is we will make sure it fits properly. Okay, so this is okay, and now what we are going to do is we are going to design this chart. So if you want, you can just format these thing also. Let's see what happens. If we like the formatting, we will keep it. If not, we are not going to keep it. So it has changed nothing. It has just make sure that title is being in the center. We don't want that. We want to change the color of this bar. It is not looking good. We'll just do those things. For that we have to go in this. I don't want to keep y-axis or x-axis. We should keep, right? Let it be. We will keep it. If you want to keep it as bold, then we can make it bold from here. Color I will choose black. It is somewhat different. There is already a title, so we don't want to give any title to it. Now same goes with the x-axis. If you want to change anything with the x-axis, then you can do it from here. Values should be in the bold so that they can be represented, right? I will make it black so it will look a bit good. Display units. If you want to display the units and if you want decimal places, then also you can take it from here. Slider, no, grid lines, we know what grid lines are. Those are in the vertical. If you want to make, see, you can see those grid lines now. That is also the option. If you want to change the style of those grid lines, that also we can do. Now here I want to change the color of this bars, so I'm going to do it. What should we take? This is not looking good. Let's see in more colors if we have any other color. Okay, we will keep this color. I'm not good at choosing the colors, so I will not waste much of the time over here. So if you want to reduce transparency, increase it, then also you can do it from here. I'm going to keep border for this bars, so and it will be in black. So this is looking a bit good. So if I just went on one of the bar, the employees, those who are working for the past 10 years, so their service years is of 10 years, then they can see it over here. We can see the total employees and other things also. Now here I don't want this total employee female count and male count by service year. I don't want this heading, so I'm going to change the heading of this chart. Here we have the option of title and it is on. We are going to just keep it as service years of employees. Yes. So this is looking a bit good. I'll keep this. One thing, yeah, we have removed the background also of it. So this is the thing we have, like service years of employees, service years more than 5 years, 1 years, 3 years. This is all things we have over here. Next we have is job role. We have calculated a column that is job role. Well, let's take some other chart. What we are going to do is we will just reduce its size a bit, shape's size a bit. Okay. Now again for that we are going to come in this insert, in this shapes. We'll just simply take a shape. Arrange it according to our need. Make sure it is perfectly aligned everywhere and then just format the shape. So I have selected, no, I have selected this card. Now I have selected this shape. In the home I have this format painter. I'm just going to apply it. Yeah. So now I'm going to take column chart. This time I will take a column chart. Just going to apply the values to it first and then I will apply format thing over to that. In that, let's take total employees on the x-axis and then job level which we have calculated, right? So job level status, right? This is that. So the employees who are on the level 1 are these many. The employees who are at level 2, level 3, level 4 and level 5. So this is the chart of it. What we are going to do is we will select this and make changes according to it. And then we have to just change its title, right? In that, if you want to, in tooltips, if you want to add any other things, then also we can do that. We will just take this, sorry, not here. We'll just drag and drop this over here. So we can see the job satisfaction, some of the employees over there. Like in level 2, if there are 534 employees, then what was their reaction at the job satisfaction column? So that is only over here. This is not a good practice to take this, but we are just keeping it for our understanding. In case if it is needed, then it is not creating a great impact for that, but still we are going to keep it. Let's take this job level status over here, and this is done. Now next what we are going to do is we are going to change the title of it. So what title you want to give? I am just going to give it as job level. So here we have this thing. Now here you can see this job level status as well as this total employee. It is not fully written, right? So what we can do is we can go over here, x-axis, and here we have the title option on and alt text. Now this was of x-axis, right? So we are going to change this and make sure you style it according to you. I'm just going to keep it. Now I can do one thing. I can change the color of it. Let it be black only, right? It is not looking that good. Okay. And next what I'm going to do is I'm going to do with the y-axis also. I'm going to just give it a title of total employees and it will be bold. So this was one of the requirement that we have created. Now we don't have space to create any other uh, visualization. So what we are going to do is we will take another page. But first we will give name to this page. So what name we should give? We are going to give this name as first page. Okay, let's give this. We are not going to add a new page. We will just click on this plus sign and add a new page. We are not going to do that. Instead of that, what we are going to do? We have to make all the settings again and again. So that is why we are not going to add a new page. Instead of that, we are just going to right click on this and here we have the option of duplicate. We are just going to duplicate this page again and then rename it. So we'll rename it as second page. Or instead of that, what we can do is, sorry, second page. Here also we will quickly make the change. Again, rename. So now we are on the second page and we have all the things over here. The common things which we want to keep are like this name of the dashboard. We are not going to again go in the next page and then create that, like start from beginning, like coloring to this canvas, then creating this title, then again this count. We are going to keep these things common everywhere. We are just going to delete this. What will happen because of this, right? We will not have to start from beginning. There is no need to start to do everything again and again. So now we are good to go. We are going to keep this format common to our pages and with that we are going to make more changes to this. Now let's head on to our next requirement. For that we will transform our data, enter into a Power Query editor, and we have this our service years column, right? So based on this we are going to add a new column. What we can do is we let's see if based on this we can add service year, add column, and we want to add a conditional column this time. What we are going to do is check the status, like we can do if we can do cost cutting or not. Cost cutting in the sense retrenchment, like if to retrenchment is done when any of the employee, not employee, to cut the cost of the company. Like if we want to manage some of the things, then we can remove some of the employees. So like that, how we can do cost cutting. So we are going to give name to this column also, like cost cutting, and in that I think if we'll take service here, we are going to get error. So what we will do is we will the removed or reordered. Here it is the removed column. We will again take that. Yeah, here we have this column which we deleted before. We are going to keep it. And based on this, we are going to add again the conditional column. So let's take this conditional column again. And here we are going to write it as cost cutting. Based on years at company, right? That was the column we need. Okay. If years at company means if the years of that employee in the company is greater than 20, like if in any organization, like how we are retirement of the old employees, like if they have served for many years, then at the end they are getting retired, right? So we can consider this, it is not a full same concept, but we can just, for understanding, we will take the topic. If any of the employee who has served the organization more than 20 years, then that employee, we can remove that employee in the sense. So that is what here we are doing. It is just a condition that if an employee, for what we can do cost cutting, an employee who has been served, or we can say that it is the order of their seniors, so we are going to follow that. So we are going to check in this new created column that the employees at the organization who has served more than 20 years, they can be removed, we will see. Now make sure what value you are typing it over here, because we have to create a measure based on this values. Rest of them we can keep it. So what we are going to do is on service we will give it as value, and we are going to create this cost cutting column based on this condition. Understanding the condition is important. Okay, now here whenever you are creating a new column, make sure you check the data type of it. Now here we have numeric as well as text also. So what we are going to do is we will keep as it is only. We are not going to change this data type. Here also the same condition is there, but it has identified before only. Here we have the text values only, right? So what we are going to do is we are going to change this data type to text. Now what we will do is we will again go close and apply, means make sure we apply the changes to it. It will take some time, but wait for that, and based on that we are going to create measures. So now that we have applied those changes, what we are going to do is we are going to create new measure. The same things we are going to do is like who count of those employees who should be continue their working, and count of those employees who can we can remove. So like that we are going to calculate. For that we just have to follow the same formulas, but we have to change some of the values over here. So make sure you remember that what column we have created. We have created the column of cost cutting, right? And what values we have given in that. So like first we will go with the on service. Let's see, on service, and calculate total employees. Sorry, if we know what we are writing, from the total employees, now we have created a new uh, column, right? We have to take that. So we will just write some of the words of it, and then we can press enter. Then also it will automatically get filled. And then and the formula, press enter, a new measure will be created. Like here we will have the employees count who are on service, or who should be kept on service, like those employees have not served organization more than 20 years. So like that we have this on service count, or say we can say as measure. Now copy this measure, because same we have to write it for the, copy this measure and then come over here, new measure, paste that formula over here, and from here we can change the values. Like we want to what value we want to give in that, or what value we have to count, and press enter. So we have this measure. So again we have this measure in which we have the count of like the employees, those who we can remove them. Now if we want to check what is the value, we can simply go here in this visualization thing, take a card and then see what is the count. 93 employees can be removed, means there are 93 employees in the organization who have worked in that organization for more than 20 years. Next, if we what we have calculated on service, we have calculated, right? So there are these many employees. So now to make it readable or make it like to look good, what we are going to do is we are going to add a comma separator. We can say that it is not comma separator, it is formatting. So we have added this. Okay, for right now we are not going to keep this because we know otherwise we will see what happens if we are going to keep it. Now we have to calculate the percentage also of this because we are going to represent most of the values in this format only. Okay, so we have to calculate the percentage of that. For the percentage, we are again going to come here, new measure, percentage on service. What we have the formula, we have divide what we have to divide on service, then total employee, and then alternate result if we want to add, then we can go. Press on enter. We'll deselect this on service and select this percentage like 0.94. It is not the right thing, right? So what we are going to do is we are going to click on this percentage. So it will format that value into this. We have two decimal points. We don't want it into decimal, so we are going to make it as 0. So 93% on service means like 94 people in that organization are like they should continue with the service. Same, we are going to copy this formula, again take a new measure, paste that formula, and can be removed. Like we are going to calculate the percentage of those employees who can be removed, right? And here also we have to change the value. Enter, and the new measure will be created. Make sure you click on this percentage and make this decimal to 0. If you want to check, what we can do is, so 6% employees are there that we can remove them from the organization for the cost cutting of organization. Okay, so this is the thing we can do. Now come on this first page. If we select this, you can see the count of employees who should be promoted. It is blank. It is blank means 1 years, like employees who have worked 1 year or served 1 year to that organization. So count of those employee, like they can be promoted. There is no employee that who has just worked for 1 year or not even completed 1 year, then that employee should get promotion, right? So like this there is not. So here it will be blank only. So keeping this blank or showing this value as blank, it is not good. It is the, okay, we have the count for that, but there is no count, like it may we can show the value over here as 0, like 0% and 0, like that. So what we are going to do is we will make sure that we change the thing in the measure. So what it was count of the employees who should be promoted, that is that should be promoted one, this measure. So what we are going to do is, or else what we can do is, we will just go with this on service, and there only I will show you what change it we have to do. So make sure you just select this measure, and then here you can see that there is this measure. This is the formula that we have created, right? We have to change this formula a bit. We are going to apply condition to it. If value is blank, means by any chance if we are getting a blank value, then calculate, then let it be this formula only. Okay, then calculate the total employees from the employee information cost cutting, and there the values of on service counted. Then make sure you cross it, and then 0, sorry, you have to give comma separator first, then 0, and again what we have to do is, again we have to repeat that formula. So just select this and paste it over here. Means if this formula is counted and if it is showing blank, then it is going to place this value over there, that it is going to this show this alternate value, that is 0. We are showing it. So 0, again calculate total employees from employee information and cost cutting, and then what is the, we have to show here also, like on service, and then close that. See, it is highlighting this one bracket. We have not closed it, so make sure you close it. And now a formula is complete. Just press enter. And once we will design this, then you can understand that what is the value of it, like why we have to do this. For right now, we are going to remove this. Again, now we will design how we have designed the promotion status and that thing. Okay, so we will just take this shape, change its, align it properly. Make sure we align it properly. So that things look better. Okay, we are going to format it now. Let's take the cards. Let's give it a title quickly. For that, we have to come on this format our visual. It will show you that format your visual. Title is on, but we have not given any of the value to it. So what we should give? Employees on service. Alignment is proper. If you want to give any subtitle to it, let's see if we can give this subtitle. What we are going to give it as, I want to describe it more, so that is why I'm going to add a subtitle to it, like it is the count of the employees who can continue, right? We cannot remove, we if we try, we cannot remove these employees because they have not served in the organization for more than 20 years. That was the criteria. So these are the employees who have, or let's just not add the subtitle only. Okay, and then again the percentage of that. So take a next card, and the percentage of the employees. No, they should be promoted, right? We want this percentage. And then apply format painting to it. We will just quickly take other card, and then add this values also can be removed. Or what we can do, yeah, we are going to keep as it is only. We are going to give title to it. So what is the title we should give? Or now those employees have worked in the for more than 20 years in that organization, so we should give them a bit of respect. So we cannot write like can be removed. What we will do is, so served more than 20, like it was a criteria, right? So that's why we are going to write it 20 years. And once we will apply format painting to it, it will make most of the changes that we have no need to work for. So now 93 employees are there, those who have worked for more than or served for more than 20 years in that organization. Let's go into our visualization. Again, take a next card, and then we will percentage. We will show the value of percentage in that. And we don't have to give any title or any name to that card. If you want to add any icon, then you can add it. It is totally upon your choice. Let's add a line to that so it will look a bit better. What we can do is we can go on this first page, because we have designed this line, right? We will just select this, come in this home, format painting, and we will apply to this line. So this is also a thing we can do that. Okay, now it is all good. So we are good to go. Now this is the count of the employees who are on service, or we should not remove them. And these are the employees who have served the organization more than 20 years. Now let's see if we are getting any blank value. If we click on any other. We have not calculated that formula for that thing. That is why it is not showing. Let's just do one thing. We'll design further, and if there is need, then I'll show what was that blanks issue. Okay, so we just remember that you have added to this on service. If the value is blank, then it will show 0. So like that, it is done. Now let's move on to our next requirement. For that, we are going to again transform data, enter into Power Query Editor. Now let's check the travel status of the employees, like who are the employees who are traveling, for how long. So like that we will see. So let's see what we have in our table. Here you can see that we have this column of distance from home. In that we have the values of 1, 8 means like it is kilometers, like for how long they are traveling, or what is the distance like an employee is traveling. So we can see that how many employees are nearby to the organization, how many employees are far from the organization. So like that the thing we can create it from here, or we can add that column based on this. So we are going to select this, add a conditional column based on that column. If we have not selected, then also it was okay. So I'm going to give this name, give this column a name as travel status. Travel status. Select that column. Yeah, this distance from home. If now we are going to add this condition, like more, we will see how we are going to add more conditions, one or more condition if we have. So distance travel from home is greater than, let's see, is greater than or equal to, for how long, let's take, if our employee is traveling daily for 20 kilometers, then if our employee is traveling from home for 20 kilometers, then he is too far, right, from the organization. So we are going to do that. We are going to again add a clause. In that, again select the same column which we have selected, like distance from home, and then if that is equals to, or that also we can take, then we can say that if it is greater than or equal to 10, means like if any employee who is coming to the office for far, like from the distance of 15 kilometers or 16 kilometers, then that employee is not too far, or else he is nearby, we can say that, or let's just keep it as near only. And based on this we have created this conditional column. So we have three values in that, like near, not too far, and too far. So this is this travel status. We can change its data type. Make sure you check the data type all the time whenever you are creating the new column. So here we have this travel status. Now what we are going to do is we are going to close and apply and then create a visualization of this. Let's take a shape. Again, I'm going to add format painting to it. This home. For this, I'm going to take this donut chart. Okay. Now for right now, I'm not going to directly add format to it. I will see if I can insert the image to it. First, let's take the values what we want to add in this donut chart. Now we have created the travel status, right? So let's take this new calculated column. It was travel status. Yeah, we have this. We'll just take this in this legend. So we have the in travel status, we have the values of near, not too far, and too far. So these are the values, and in the values of whom we are removing this travel status, we are removing it of employees, right? So we have total employees. So this is the chart we have created. Now what I want to do is I want the names also of those employees. So let's just see if we can add it or not. For that, what I'm going to do is I am going to insert a new file. If you remember, we were having two different files. In that, one file was of names. So we will just select it, import it into our